The moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. Temuera Morrison, the man who played the clone troopers and Jango Fett during the prequel trilogy, has just confirmed that he will be making his return in The Mandalorian Season 2 as Boba Fett. So I'm going to break down everything we know so far, including one very interesting detail about Captain Rex. So before we get into it, make sure you smash the subscribe button for more awesome Mandalorian Season 2 content. Temuera Morrison has just updated his acting role portfolio through his Showcast page, which is the top film and TV agency resource in Australia and New Zealand where Temuera is located. The website is incredibly reputable and is used by most major Australian and New Zealand actors, meaning that the information placed on there comes directly from the mouth of Temuera Morrison and his agents. On the page, Temuera has a list of his past film roles and credits, going all the way back to the prequel trilogy with Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and even the Star Wars Bounty Hunter game, which is amazing by the way, you should play it. Last night, Temuera finally updated his page to confirm a new television role for 2020, which of course is The Mandalorian Season 2. On the listing, his role as Boba Fett is confirmed for at least one appearance in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. Interestingly, the director panel on the listing does not include one director, but instead says various, which could mean that he is featuring in multiple episodes throughout Season 2 and may have a much larger role than we are all expecting. Again though, this could simply be referring to The Mandalorian as a whole, which will have different directors for every episode. Looking at some of the other TV shows and productions listed on Temuera Morrison's page, we can see that where he appeared in multiple episodes of that show, he listed the amount of episodes in brackets. This may unfortunately point to him only making a small appearance towards the end of Season 2, but again, it doesn't really mean much at this point because some of his listings have his appearance in one episode in brackets, likely just meaning that he hasn't specified how many times he will show up in The Mandalorian Season 2. An interesting point is that Captain Rex is not mentioned at all in this listing, possibly meaning that the rumors about Rex appearing with Ahsoka after their journey together from Star Wars Rebels and the Battle of Endor are not true. Rex is absolutely one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars, so it would be pretty unfortunate if he doesn't show up in The Mandalorian Season 2. Again, this could simply be because Temuera and his agent don't really know the difference between Boba Fett and Captain Rex, since they are both clones of Jango Fett, but who really knows? Either way, let me know what role you think Boba Fett will have in The Mandalorian Season 2. I really hope we get to see him fight Cobb Vanth from the Star Wars Aftermath novels to get his armor back after Vanth bought his armor from the Jawas following Return of the Jedi. I'm going to do a full video explaining the story of Cobb Vanth with animation very soon, but I'll very quickly break it down again for those of you who haven't heard his story, because it is very important to Boba's fate. Cobb Vanth was a former slave on the planet Tatooine who had a deep star-shaped scar carved into the skin of his back as a symbol of ownership from his slave owners. Sometime before the Battle of Endor, he was able to free himself from the harsh life of slavery and became a self-appointed sheriff of a small town on Tatooine called Freetown. After the death of Jabba the Hutt, Vanth encountered a henchman of the Red Key Raiders crime syndicate on Tatooine, who was sent by his leader, Lorgan Marvellin, to retrieve Boba Fett's armor from the Jawas who scavenged it out of the Sarlacc. As the self-proclaimed lawman of Freetown, Cobb Vanth secretly knew that Adwin Charu was a member of this criminal syndicate because of his off-world clothing, but kept it quiet and offered to vouch for him to the Jawas, so that he would be led directly to Boba Fett's armor and be able to take it for himself. Once inside the Jawa sandcrawler, Cobb Vanth demanded that he take Boba's armor instead of Charu. Charu was obviously not able to allow this to happen because he was under the sickening threat of being executed by his crime lord boss if he failed to retrieve Fett's armor. Because of this, Charu quickly pulled his blaster on Cobb Vanth, but Vanth reacted just as fast, blasting a hole directly through Charu's shoulder. After this, Vanth took Boba's armor and wore it around Freetown as he patrolled the area as a sheriff. But either way, that is the major leak coming from Temuera Morrison's casting agency, confirming that he will play Boba Fett in The Mandalorian Season 2. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe for more awesome Mandalorian Season 2 content. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.